is that guy? Who is that? Yeah. Let me see here. Hold on just a second. Who is that guy? Why haven't we seen him before? How come we haven't seen him on the 10 o'clock news? Or Good Morning America or the Today Show or something like that? Who is he? How come he hasn't won the Nobel something prize? You know what? He's nobody. He's just like you and me. He's nobody. He's just somebody who has said, Lord, have your way in my life. He is somebody who has said, Lord, I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know what you're doing, but I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of that. Can you raise the lights out here just a little bit? Yeah, there are people out here. I can see them now. Thank you. Yeah. He's just somebody who said, who bought into this idea of God's always at work around us. And he said, I want to be a part of that. And God says, great, man, there aren't very many of you guys around. I wish there were more. That's awesome. I got lots of stuff for you. I got lots of stuff I'm waiting for a lot of people to do, but you're one of the few people who said, Lord, I want to be a part of what you're doing. And so I'm just going to have to use you time and time and time and time again. You know, there's a lot of... this isn't even in my notes, but this is good preaching right there. There's a lot of stuff to be done. And time is short. God has he's involved doing a whole lot of stuff around here. And he's got a lot, he has a lot to be done. And he's just looking for a few people. He'd like for all of us to be a part of it. He's looking for somebody who was saying, okay, God, I'm going to set my agenda aside. I'm going to set my plans and purposes aside for you. I want to be a part of what you're doing. We've been going through, I tell you what, this Experiencing God Bible study that we've been going through, and then we've been preaching through the 7 realities as you guys have moved through this. This Bible study is it's messing people up, man. It's messing with our church. God said, that's right, it ain't your church. It's my church. I'm going to mess with them a little bit. He is doing some amazing things around here. I'm telling you what. We started, how long have we been in this thing now? 5, 6 weeks? 6 weeks? Is that our 6th week? Kicked it off on the 1st, September the 13th. So we've been in it a while. And I'm telling you what, there are a lot of things going on in the hearts and lives of people. People are becoming aware of what God is doing. Some of them for the first time in their life. It's, wow, I've seen God at work around me. I never saw that. I didn't know He was there. You know, right now I think there's about 30 of us, and about 50 if you include our teenagers that are going through this. Imagine if our whole church bought into this idea. Lord have mercy on St. Johns County. Well, we have some visitors with us here today. We're glad you're here. And you have been on up on the journey up until now, so I'm going to bring you up to speed. And I just take a couple minutes to do that. The first reality that we've looked at is God is always at work around you, and I've just been talking about that, so I won't go into that anymore. The second reality is that He pursues a love relationship with us. From Genesis to Revelations, the Bible is about God reaching out to His people, His prized creation, reaching out to them, trying to engage them in relationship. God is constantly pursuing a love relationship. That's why Christ came. It was to make it possible for that relationship to occur by His death on the cross. And not only that, but God invites us to become a part of what He's doing. Not only is He at work around us, not only is He pursuing us constantly, but He invites us to become a part of what He is doing. How cool is that? The God of the universe is at work around us, and He wants us to be a part of that. We get to join in with what He's doing. And we learned the last couple of weeks that God speaks. God speaks. He's spoken the whole time. And He spoke, 5,000 years ago. He spoke 2,000 years ago. And He's speaking today. He didn't stop speaking. He didn't just, lose His voice after the first century. He continues to speak today. And who's He speaking to? He's speaking to His people. Are we listening? Are we listening? God speaks. Not only does He speak, but we can know that it's God speaking. How do we know that? Well, He's given us some tools. First of all, we can know He's speaking whenever we read the Word of God. He speaks to us through the Bible. That's one of the best ways that He speaks to us. He speaks to us through circumstances. He speaks to us through prayer. And He speaks to us through the truth. Or through the church. And He tells the truth in the midst of that. It's a good thing. So if all four of those things line up and they're giving you a message, and that message lines up, guess what? You can move forward in faith with that. Because when God speaks, we need to listen and act on what He's doing. Today I want to talk to you more about that moment where faith goes from being something that we just think about, because we do a lot of thinking about faith. But that moment when we go from thinking about our faith and it being something that we just think about to literally acting out on that. And that in this series is called The Crisis of Belief. Acting out, letting what is in our head and our heart become activity in our life. And the crisis occurs when the time comes to take action on what we believe. It is no longer what I think I believe. My actions now tell me I actually believe it. Like I said, we think we believe a lot of things, but our actions betray us. Anybody besides me know what I'm talking about? We say we believe a lot of things, but our actions or our inactions, they betray us. That's good. I'll give you some examples. We say we believe we don't want to be dependent on foreign oil. We drive big gas guzzlers around, and we take 3, 4 cars. We're guilty of it, to church. There's 3 of us driving. We end up with 3 cars at church. We say it's not safe to text and drive, but how often do we go down the road? We say that lying is wrong. Except when it comes to our filling out our tax forms to the IRS. We say things or money are not our guide, but we let them dictate every part of every decision in our life. We say we believe in God, yet we live as if He doesn't exist.